Hello, this is Roberto and this is the HVAC is my channel. Today we're going to be talking about duct layout for the first floor. Alright, so let's get into it. So in the previous video, we had everything ready. We selected the equipment, everything is all good to go and the sizing is all good. Now, in order to do the duct layout, we need to see basically on design concepts. Basically, this is the first floor. Are you going to have floor registers? Are you going to have ceiling registers? So that depends on, you have to coordinate with the architect, homeowner. If they don't have any input, then you can always do like your own input. But most likely it's going to be floor register. And the reason is that you have a crawl space in here, right? And also another part of coordination is where are you locating your mechanical system, your HVAC unit, your indoor unit. Outdoor unit is fine. The indoor unit, if you are locating your indoor unit, for example, in the mechanical closet, then maybe you can do ceiling registers, right? But if you are locating your mechanical your mechanical system in the crawl space, you can still do like ceiling registers, but also maybe more convenient is to be making this on the crawl space. You know, there are pros and cons because if you do your ceiling registers, honestly, it would be better, a little bit more challenging because sometimes the structure is difficult to put the ducts and everything, avoid crossovers and everything. But it's good for energy efficiency because all the ducts are going to be run in the thermal envelope, which means in a conditioned space. However, the crawl space is not conditioned, and if you have all your ducts in here, you're going to have some heat loss in here. All right. Okay. So based on coordination, see, if we can put it in the mechanical closet, but since this is a crawl space and this is an example that we're making, we're gonna put the mechanical system in the crawl space. And of course, the mechanical system cannot be vertical. Actually, it can be vertical, but the crawl space is very small. So usually in the crawl space, they put it horizontal, all right? Okay, so now there's a challenge in here. There's a big challenge, and hopefully I don't want to make this video very long, but please keep up with this. Keep up with me. This is very important. This is a trick, actually. I'm going to make tips and tricks in another video. You cannot put this system in the crawl space. Okay, let's try it. Let's see. Go see, this is the mechanical system. Right click, and then it says sheet. In which sheet are you going to put? First floor or second floor? Is not giving you the option of a crawl space, and that's a very big issue. So how are you going to put? So if this system is not in the crawl space, there's no way you can show or you can run ducts in here in the crawl space, right? There's no way. There's no option. See, I'm going to go here. First floor, no. Second floor, no. Okay, let's put it on the second floor and see what happens. See? Now it's on the second floor. It's not on the first floor. It's not on the crawl space. I want it in the crawl space. Okay, so there's a trick for that, and I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to make a video about tips and tricks for that too. So the trick is the following. Why is not giving me any crawl space? Because this crawl space is not conditioned, and then if you're going to go here to the worksheet, see in the worksheet, what's my square footage? My square footage is 1910 square feet. Because it's not including the crawl space. And let's go double check again. Let's go to the crawl space and then go here, right click. It says including the calculations, no. As soon as you put including the calculation, yes, it's going to count for this square, for this area. Let's go check. See, including the calculations, yes. And then you're going to hit enter, okay, and go back to here, the square footage. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's almost 3,000 square feet. So that's not good and that's not accurate, right? See, do you see entire house? It's the room area, 2,949. And let's go checking here. Wait a minute, that's not right, number one. Number two, can I put my system in the crawl space now? Let's see. You're not going to be able to. Let's go check. Second floor. No, it's not there yet. Oh my gosh, that's not good. So what happens is there's no reason your system to be there. Why? Because the reason is this room is not conditioned. If it's not conditioned, there's no reason to be there. So the reason it's not conditioned is in here. Room heating conditioning, none. Room cooling conditioning, none. So the trick is, number one, in your crawl space, you have to put including the calculations, yes. Room heating condition, air only, or whichever. Room cooling condition, air only. Okay. All right, there you go. I understand this is not good because entire house is going to be now almost 3,000 square feet. That's not right, but this is a trick. So let's go back again. Let's go check on my system if I can put it on the crawl space. I go click, second floor. Oh, look at this. The crawl space is right there. That's very good. So let's put in the crawl space. There we go. And then hit enter. And now my system is in the crawl space. Now, secondly, what you're going to do in here is the following. In the crawl space, you need to make sure that this is looking good. I'm going to put it like this, and then I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Let's see if I can make it longer. I'm going to pull this down like this. No. Let's go here and then go with this, go here, like this. See? Now I'm going to make it longer. So that means, or that represents that my unit is being in a position that is horizontal, right? There you go. You see, there we go. Okay. So now that my unit is horizontal, and I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. Now I could play with my ductwork because see, in the crawl space now you have the notation, you have duct notations. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's giving the CFM needed in here. All right. I'm going to go delete this. Okay, so in the crawl space we have that. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. There you go. So in the crawl space you have register grills, which is not right and is not accurate. But if you do this, for example, if you want to run a duct, go here. So this is the supply. Let's go like this, or maybe like this, whichever you want. So maybe you're going to make like this. And then look at this. Chin. It doesn't connect actually. Let's see, go back, and then gonna go here. We need to, so this is what is called snap points. Snap points actually help us a lot. So I'm gonna put a snap points, and I'm gonna make my, my grill in here. No, not my grid, it's called a grid. So let's go here, and then look at this. We got this, and then it's there. Now it's not connecting. It could be like maybe some sort of what is it called? A glitch. But let's go check again. If I do this, I do that, it's not connecting again. Oh, because I don't have a return in here. I don't have return. I don't have anything. So I need to play with this a little bit more. It's a little bit more tricky, but that's not the point. I'm gonna have other videos for that to play with this. But the reason is what we have to do in here is the following. Now, see, now it's connected. Now, what we're gonna do is this is not included in the calculations. In other words, the crawl space is not gonna be conditioned. So this is the trick. I'm gonna go right clicking here. I'm gonna put including the calculations. No. Enter. I'm gonna put room heating conditioning. No. Enter. And then I'm gonna put cooling conditioning. None. There you go. This is like it was before. There we go. But the unit is already there. The unit is there. And I'm gonna go check in my square footage. Go there, entire house, 1910 square feet. So we're all good. Now we're all good to go to do my HVAC design. All right, that was a trick. Honestly, that's a very good trick. Now we're gonna go to the first floor. In my first floor, I'm gonna get rid of the grid. And now I'm gonna do my design itself. Okay, so we decided we're going to do floor registers. So in that case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check on the square, on the CFM. So for the CFM, I'm gonna put in here duct notation. I'm gonna enable that. That's my duct notation, all right? Okay, now what you have to do is you have to position or place these registers. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this right here, close to the window, right there. And now let's check on the orientation actually. Where is more sun in here? Is this sunroom gonna be maybe a little bit shaded, or it's gonna have a lot of sun? Let's check on that very quick. For that, I'm gonna bring up the compass. All right, in order to bring the compass, you go to the drawing options, you go to default construction number bar, and there we go. We have the north on that side. Remember this, the north will be kind of shaded, so this part will be shaded, and then the south will be sunny. So this part will be sunny, this part, right? So east to west, right? So the sun will come this way, east to west, right? In the morning it's going to be sunny, and here in the afternoon is going to be the set, right? Okay, so technically the sunroom in the afternoon is going to be kind of a little bit sunny, right? So in that case, that's why I'm putting my register here. But 256 CFM, you know, there's an issue with that. Sometimes it would, so whenever the CFM is higher, it could bring up some noise. And also you want to get some more maybe distribution, but that depends on the designer, or depends on each contractor, and each designer is different. So let's do this for educational purposes. I'm going to create more registers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and then supply register. I'm going to put one supply register right here. And then I'm going to put, now it's 128. Now, with 2, I'm okay, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to be okay with 2, but depends on the designer. Again, I'm going to put this as 90 degrees. Go there, 128, put it there, and then put it outside. There we go. And then I'm going to put it outside. So we have now my 2 supply registers, right? I'm going to put my living room. Of course, it's not going to be there, my register. I'm going to put it right there. There you go. So that's going to be for my living room, 10 by 6. Everything right now is like 10 by 6, but we're going to, depends on the manufacturer, right? What or the home builder. Some of them want to have only one size. Some of them want to have 2 sizes, 3 sizes. Okay, we're going to go to the bedroom. In the bedroom, I'm going to put this as perimeter. In the perimeter, it's going to be right there. There we go, close to the window. And then, again, I have only 1, right? So there's another window here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do more distribution. So I'm going to create another grill right there. Go here, there we go. So it's splitting the CFM, as you can see, the airflow. So instead of 128, it's going to 122, it's going to be 61, 61. I'm going to rotate this. So for rotation, another setting in here is going to make it quicker is I'm going to lock the building. See, I'm wasting time in here, just I'm clicking and it clicks the building. I just want to be able to click on the registers. All right. So for that, I'm going to go double click on the building and then uncheck and check to enable this again. Okay. So I'm going to go right click, rotate angle. Yes. 90 degrees. There we go. So I'm rotating it. We're good. We're good for the bedroom now. Now I'm going to go to the powder room. So I'm going to go click here and then this powder room. I'm going to, depends. Where do you want to put this? That's a very good question. So maybe you can put it close to this window, but let's see how the powder room, the small bathroom looks like. For that, I'm gonna bring up the PDF. Okay, the PDF is right there, and the window is right here. So the vanity is right here, right? And this is the toilet. So I can put it in here, or maybe closer area to here, possibly near the door. I'm gonna put it right here, right there, and then right click, and then I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees. There you go. But that depends also the preference on the designer again. So I'm gonna do this, and then as you can see, we have the CFM right there. Okay. Now let's go to the code area. In the code area, you know what? Look at this. You have 1 CFM. Are you going to put for 1 CFM? I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. Go here, delete. Yes. There we go. Code area. Now, mechanical room. In the mechanical room, we usually don't need it. We're just going to delete this. There you go. How much it is? Let's go. 22. Okay, we're going to delete this. Yes. There we go. And it's going to redistribute the CFM to the other rooms. Okay, we're going to go to the kitchen. In the kitchen now, this is different because the kitchen is going to be, actually depends. You're not going to have just 1 register. You're going to have more. I'm going to create 1 more at least. So I'm going to go here, click here, receipt right here. And it's not showing me anything. It's not allowing me to create. Let's see. Uncheck and check. There we go. So let's go here. It says supply register. I'm going to create another supply register. There we go. So it splits the CFM 9595. Now, location, like in real estate. Let's go check down the PDF. The PDF. Okay. So in the PDF, I'm going to put this close to the door right here. right there. And then I'm gonna make a rotation of 90 degrees. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put this outside. There we go. Now, where do we want this to go? This is gonna go close to, let's go check. This is the dining room. This is the kitchen area. This is the island. I go there. I can put it possibly right here. I'm gonna put it right there. This is very good. Yeah, see, not so close to the wrench. There you go. So people are gonna be around. I'm gonna put it right there. But that again depends on the designer or everyone's preferences. Okay, PDF off. There we go. So now we have the kitchen. There we go. Now let's go check on the dining room. So the dining room, let's go check again in the PDF. The PDF, the dining room is gonna be here. You don't want this to be blowing right there. I'm just gonna put it close to the window. There we go. And then I'm gonna go right click, rotate angle 90 degrees. There you go. So I'm gonna uncheck this and then put this like that. Okay. So what else is missing? I have a, what is this? I have a stairs and this is 1 CFM. I'm gonna go clicking here and delete. Yes. All right. I think I have it all. I think I have it all in here. But we're missing out on something. The return. The return is always a tricky part. The return cannot be here, and it's not gonna be a ceiling grill, because the reason is, and also it cannot be like a 1176 CFM. The reason is that this is accounting for all the floors. Maybe not. Let's see. Is it accounting for all the floors? If I click here. Yeah, most likely, because I don't see any other return. Okay, so in that case, you cannot have the return here, because you're gonna need a chase possibly here, and in the bedroom, not a good idea. For example, if you not really in the bedroom, living room, possibly on the living room, and it's not gonna be ceiling registered, because then you would have to go to the ceiling and then boom, make a duct. Not a good idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a side wall return. So for that, because in here, let's see, this return says floor two-way, right? So it's not gonna be a floor two-way, it's going to be a low wall grill. We can also put a high wall grill. High wall grill, there we go. And then enter. Okay, so we have the high wall grill. I'm going to rotate this 180 degrees. And I'm gonna put arrows. Default arrows, yes. Default arrows, no. So default arrows, no. Airflow arrows, yes. I'm gonna put towards this side. There we go. Because I'm gonna put this near the code area. There we go. And I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up from the bottom. Because in the mechanical closet, you can always ask the architect for a chase, for a shaft. See, the crawl space is right there. And I'm going to align this to the first floor. See? So in that case, I'm going to align this to the first floor, like to make it paired with that. Okay? Okay, so as of now, everything is looking good for now. So I would say my first floor is ready. My floor registers for the first floor are ready. And also in the crawl space, my unit is right there, ready to be connected, right? Okay, now what we're gonna do is I need to prepare the second floor too. Okay, so that's going to be actually for the next video, because I don't want to make this video very long. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please hit the like button. That helps a lot. Subscribe and share. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.